things sound a bit different, it's because they are a bit different. Welcome to this week's video. You might have heard me mention before on a previous video that I had a trials bike and it wasn't time. Well, it's now time to introduce you to the trials bike. It is a 1991 Yamaha TY250 mono. I bought this at the start of 2020 when the government was busy trying to outlaw going outside. I was a bit worried that I wouldn't be able to ride because the riding spot wasn't near my house, it was about 45 away, and at the time that was looking dodgy. So I bought myself this. It's been great. At the time I was riding a WR450, 2018 model, that one. And the very first video on this channel, in fact, is me crashing said WR450 2018 model at Upper Horton, which I'll be going to soon. So, off the strength of that, I was a big Yamaha nut. I was looking for a trials bike to buy. I was trying to buy a Scorpa because they were a newer bike that ran on a Yamaha platform, but unfortunately I couldn't find a Scorpa. So this was the next best thing. So it's COVID. That's when I found this bike. I was actually on the Trials Bikes for Sale Facebook group. That's where I was looking, and this actually wasn't listed. Somebody was listing another bike I was interested in, and but he had this bike for sale. It was about to sell. This was his bike that he would use to compete on, and the guy, Andy was his name, he actually won the 2015 Australian Trials Mono Championship on this bike. So his thing is he's a bit of an older fellow like me, but obviously a lot handier on the trials bike than me. And his big idea was he wanted to beat the guys on the modern bikes on an air-cooled vintage bike. So for those of you out there that are younger than me, it probably doesn't seem vintage. It probably does seem vintage because it's 1991, but for people like myself, I can remember 1991. So anyway, enough about that, it's making me feel old. So this particular bike, like I said, championship winning bike, come with a whole set of plastics and bits and bobs, but I got it in the condition that he won the championship in, ready to go. He said, look, there's some pretty up bits and you can make it look nice, but if you want to just ride it, it's ready to go. So it's got the Domino throttle, it's got the OKO carb, and look, it's been a great bike. I bought this to, like I said, ride around the yard so I could get my riding in. Also with ideas of becoming fantastic at hard enduro. Turns out just because you have a trials bike does not make you a trials rider. And I'm sure there'll be some video in this, there'll be some clips in this video that confirm that for you. I've already fallen off once. So fantastic. Anyone that's ridden a trials bike will know it's a pretty weird riding style if you're used to a dirt bike. Yeah, that came into play just back there on the single track. What I'm here to do today is just take it for a spin. It's running great. Took a couple of kicks to get going after sitting in the shed for about 10 months. But now, starts first kick, and love that smell of the castor oil. It's great. Let's go and see if I can ride around and not hurt myself. Enjoy. Let's see how it goes on the trails. Well, I'm not gonna lie, not off to the best start. Alright, so it's a little tricky to get to the break. So before we go any further, let's just make sure I can even ride it out of here, and then we'll get some more. Back on the single. This time it's not going down a fucking massive hill, so maybe it'll be okay. Oh. Okay, bars are a little wide for this track. Look at that. Oh. I never doubted it for a second.